Welcome back to more Digits here at WSJ Live. I'm Simon Constable. You're looking at a cover of a book, or you were looking at a cover of a book that was just released today, Groupon's biggest deal ever. A deal they turned down. $6 billion said no thanks to, and we have got Frank Sennett from Chicago, who's the author of that book, joining us now. Frank, thank you very much for being with us, and congratulations on your new book. I know what it is to get out a book. I've been reading about the process that they got to saying no to $6 billion. It is quite remarkable. Take us through this, will you?
Yeah, it's fairly extraordinary. Thanks for having me on, first of all. This is the first anybody's seen it on video, so I appreciate it. They were very close to making a deal. They had an $800 million breakup fee negotiated. They had $5.75 billion on the table, and they just decided, with the projections that they were seeing at the last minute, that they were going to turn it down and see what they could do on their own. So it was sent heads shaking from Silicon Valley all the way around the world, I think. And given that the valuation today is basically what, at that $5.75 billion around there, people are asking the same question today: should they have turned it down?
Yeah, it's about $6.2 billion today, but so very close. It makes no difference, I think, at these sort of levels. Now, there were some things here where there were three key players in this at Groupon: Lukowski, Mason, and Solomon. And one of the issues I understand from what you've written is that worries about government buying it off on the deal was going to have Lukowski very anxious for many months, and don't think he could stand that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, what they thought was there could be a review by the Department of Justice that could take as long as 18 months. And in that time, you may recall that Amazon had just put a lot of money into Living Social and was kind of trying to nip at the heels of Groupon. And they thought if they were tangled up and the DOJ maybe even ultimately turned it down, they could be crippled because they couldn't do the hiring they would need to do, couldn't do the expansion they needed to do, while they were kind of waiting on tenterhooks the whole time. So that was part of why, Lukowski said they probably wouldn't be able to sleep for 18 months. So they decided to turn it down just to be able to put their head on a pillow.
And now you also said they had the feeling that they might be cashing out too soon, and that was part of what got them to that. I mean, if someone offered me $6 billion for a company selling coupons to folks, I think that seems like a pretty good deal to me.
I think you and I should go into business, because I think you and I would take that deal, wouldn't we? Most people would. I think one of the things that hasn't been talked about as much in talking about the calculus of it, though, is that in that last private investment round, they cashed out pretty big, the inside top level folks. So Eric Lukowski and companies controlled by him and his wife cashed out $400 million. So, they did okay, almost regardless.
Frank, we're looking at a picture of Andrew Mason. What was his role in nixing this $6 billion?
Well, he felt that Google was a partner that would bring something to the table for Groupon, and so he was willing to go for it, but he didn't want to. He wanted to remain independent, but if the board had, said, and Eric had said, look, we really think we need to go this way, he was willing to go with Google.
Well, do you think they regret that now? I mean, the company has had, not a fun time with the stock market, not a fun time with investors over there. Some of their accounting metrics that they've liked to use, they've been given a bit of a bashing by some people. Do you think, knowing them, that they wish they didn't do this?
I don't know. I mean, I think now they've just got to prove themselves. I mean, it took Amazon longer to turn a profit than I think it's going to take Groupon, because they're very close. They've got to, have more adults in the room. They've got to get their financial controls completely in order, start turning a regular profit, and expanding their product offerings, because they want to be that dashboard of local commerce. And if they can pull that trick off, we could be sitting here in 5 or 10 years on kind of mind chip Skype and saying how smart they were. I mean, I can't predict. Or we could be here in 3 years saying, well, that was pets.com. So the jury's still way out on it.
Well, if it's pets.com, you'll have another book to write. Thank you very much, Frank Sennett, author of Groupon's biggest deal ever, and published today, this very day. Thank you very much.